everyone, I hope you're having a good day so far. Mine's going pretty well. I am a little under the weather, but I still really wanted to do this video for you because even though it seems like such a common sense topic when you think about it, how I review makeup, you know, it's really not that common sense. When I started to think about it more and more, I thought there are actually a lot of different things that I'm thinking about when it comes to testing the product first off and then sharing a review. So there's kind of two phases to it, and this all kind of came to me this past weekend. I saw a lot of family, and an aunt, one of Tyler's aunts, she asked me, you know, so how do you review makeup? And I was really kind of like, you know, you would think that would be an easy thing for me to answer, but I was sort of dumbfounded. I was like, well, you know, I try it, I use it a lot, I talk about how it worked for me and blah, blah, blah. And it just came out as this kind of jumbled mess. And I thought, I've got to just write it down on paper, you know, for myself. How do I do this? Because I've been doing videos for more than 4 years now. I've got close to 700 videos. I've done a lot of reviews, both blog reviews and videos. And I thought this would just be useful for viewers to know, you know, what am I thinking about when I'm trying to determine if a product is good or not. So I hope you find it interesting. If you don't, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to share this with you. I'm sure there's a bunch of ways to go about reviewing something. I'm not claiming I have the right way. It's just the way that I've been doing it and the way I like to do it. So that's what it is. But just starting off talking about testing, first off, you want to read about the claims. This may be on the packaging of your product, or you maybe don't have the packaging, or it doesn't say, so you go online and you look it up. You find out, what does the brand say this product should do? You know, there may be bullet points on the outside of packaging that says something like, you know, it's gonna lengthen your lashes by this much, or it's gonna wear for this many hours. You know, those kinds of things are the things you want to know about before you start trying a product, so as you try it, you can keep it all in the back of your mind about what it's supposed to be doing. Then I wear the product as it's intended to be worn, and this might sound really common sense, but I come across a lot of reviews where a product was simply swatched and then reviewed. And I mean, a swatch might tell you color, but there's formulas to think about. There's staying power. There's other factors that you don't know about unless you've worn it. And oftentimes it's going to take me quite a few times to wear something and really know what I think about it. And I don't think there has to be any hard and fast rule in terms of exactly how many times you need to, you know, be wearing this foundation or this lipstick before you can develop an opinion on it. I think you're continuously developing opinions on it, and I think you can almost get more accurate the longer you wear something, the more experience you've had with a product. And I think there are some products, for me personally, it takes me longer to get an opinion on. That kind of brings me to my other point here, which is considering the variables. So what are the other things? I'm not trying to get too scientific here, like, oh, we're doing a science experiment, but what are the other things that are possibly interacting with the product you have on? For example, maybe you decide, I'm going to try this foundation, you're going to put it on top of a certain primer. Well, was it the foundation you didn't end up liking? Or was it the primer you paired it with? You know, there's these different things that are interacting. I just kind of tried to isolate the one product I'm trying to review, and to get the best opinion, I might have to try it multiple times with multiple primers. Was it the blush that was giving me that look, or the bronzer? Did the powder do something weird as it wore throughout the day, or was that the foundation? So there's just a lot of things that you kind of have to sort through, try things different ways, and that can take a lot of time. The next part of reviewing something is sharing it, and that may happen for me through a blog post or a video review or something like that. But the first thing I try to do is describe the product. So just, you know, without my own opinions thrown in, what is it? Then I just try to share what my experience was with the product. How did it work for me? But being careful to put it in context, as in, like, if I'm gonna sit here and say, gosh, I hated this foundation, it only lasted like 3 hours on me, but then again, you know, I have really, really oily skin, or, you know, I hated this colorful eyeshadow palette, but I tend to only really like neutrals. So you kind of put things in context with your preferences, your skin type, your different qualities, so the outside viewer who's seeing it can think, oh, well, I don't have the same skin type as her, and then they're able to take a little bit more away from your review. Then the claims of the product, the claims that, you know, I'm keeping in mind as I'm trying a product, then I'm gonna see, you know, as I express my review, whether it's written or video, basically, did it deliver on those claims? Also, you know, I kind of try not to feel confined by what the claims might be. Sometimes products do unexpected things, good or bad. Sometimes it claims to do one thing, and maybe you find, oh, but I've got this really great little, you know, side benefit in this way. You know, maybe this mascara, I didn't like using it on its own, but man, was it great layered over this other kind. That's what you can offer that a brand can't. You know, that's what personal experience, and that's what makes YouTube great and bloggers and reviewers great, is that, you know, you're hearing someone's personal experience with it. So what outside of the basic claims did you notice or really stood out to you? Something I've tried to do, especially within the past year, is demonstrate if possible. I've gotten into doing a lot more review tutorials, I guess you might call it. For me, if I'm gonna watch a video, I'm gonna learn a lot more, probably if I watch the product being used instead of just listening to someone talk about it. And finally, what can I compare this product to? I remember, you know, and this is an easy example, but when I had the Naked 2 palette, I compared it to the Naked 1. If I've got something out there similar to what I'm talking about, maybe it's a drugstore dupe of something that I want to mention. Maybe you compare it to something that's been around a little longer that more people who are watching your video might already have, and then when they see you say, well, compared to this thing, this is a lot better, and then they can be like, oh, and then, you know, it's kind of like that aha moment, so it makes sense. And if you can make something click for somebody like that, that can more easily help them make a decision to purchase or not to purchase. And ultimately, this is why reviews should be taken really seriously. Whether or not all of us realize it on YouTube or on blogs and things like that, but you know, you are influential. When you're sharing your opinion, you know, there's somebody out there listening to that, and they're gonna spend their hard-earned money or not based on what you say. And I think reviews should not be taken lightly. I think if you're going to talk about something, you should definitely know what you're talking about. And one more thing I'd like to mention before I go, on my vlog channel, Beauty Vlogcast, I've started up my series on confidence building. It's based on a talk that I gave recently at a teen conference, but I really think this applies to all ages, and the title was so long that I kind of brought it down to call this my Best Self series, and it's going to be 6 parts pretty much. So I've started with part 1. That's already up there on my channel, so if you want to check that out, if you're struggling with confidence, self-esteem issues, just kind of achieving your potential, things like that, this is just kind of based on personal experiences that I've had. Just wanted to let you know that that's out there now. I know I talked about it when I first launched my channel, and now it's happening. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.